Political dynasties have long been a significant feature in many countries, particularly in nations where family ties and social hierarchy hold substantial influence. The phenomenon of political dynasties, where family members dominate political positions across generations, can be observed globally, from the United States Kennedy family to the Marcoses in the Philippines, and the Gandhis in India. These political families often accumulate and retain power, leaving profound effects on governance, democracy, and political representation. While some argue that political dynasties contribute to political stability and continuity, others see them as detrimental to democratic principles and governance. In this comprehensive discussion, we will explore the rise of political dynasties, their advantages and disadvantages, and their impact on democratic institutions. The rise and endurance of political dynasties. Political dynasties tend to emerge in societies where wealth and influence are unevenly distributed. Political power often becomes concentrated within certain families, especially in regions where economic resources and political connections are interlinked. Families who hold high-ranking political positions often build vast networks of influence, making it easier for future generations to inherit the same political clout. A variety of factors contribute to the rise of political dynasties. Access to resources. Wealthy families typically have better access to campaign funding, media presence, and electoral machinery. These resources allow them to dominate election campaigns and extend their influence across multiple regions. Name recognition. Political families benefit from a recognizable surname, often associated with successful political leadership. Voters may trust candidates from political dynasties because of their familial legacy, even when newer or more qualified candidates are available. Control over local politics. Many dynastic families maintain control over local regions for extended periods. They may command loyalty from local businesses, other politicians, and voters by providing favors, protection, or resources. This entrenched influence makes it difficult for outsiders to break into politics. Cultural influence. In some societies, politics is viewed as a family legacy, akin to a profession passed down from one generation to the next. In regions where traditional values and respect for family heritage play a key role in political life, the idea of inheriting leadership may seem natural. Advantages of political dynasties. While political dynasties often face criticism for perpetuating inequality, there are some arguments in favor of their existence. Political stability and continuity. In regions with frequent political turnover or instability, dynasties can bring a sense of continuity and stability. Political families with a legacy of leadership can provide steady governance, particularly during periods of national or economic turmoil. Long-standing political dynasties may have the experience and institutional knowledge to deal with complex issues effectively. Established leadership experience. Many members of political dynasties are raised in political environments and are exposed to governance, diplomacy, and public service from a young age. This often leads to a better understanding of the intricacies of leadership and public administration. These individuals may have more practical knowledge about how to navigate the political landscape, making them capable leaders. Strong networks of influence. Political dynasties are often well connected to other political, business, and social elites. Their access to a vast network of support can facilitate quicker decision-making and policy implementation. For some constituents, these networks are beneficial for securing development projects, economic investments, and other resources for their regions. Disadvantages of political dynasties. Despite these potential advantages, political dynasties are often criticized for undermining democratic values and causing long-term harm to governance. Some of the most significant drawbacks include erosion of democratic principles. Political dynasties can contribute to the erosion of democracy by preventing a true meritocracy from developing. Instead of allowing fresh and diverse voices into leadership positions, dynasties often monopolize power and limit opportunities for new or non-elite candidates. This undermines the democratic ideal of equal access to political participation. Perpetuation of corruption. Political dynasties often foster environments where corruption can thrive. Family members who hold powerful positions may use their influence to benefit themselves or their close associates. Nepotism, cronyism, and the abuse of public funds become more likely when political families treat public office as a personal inheritance. Lack of accountability. When political power remains concentrated within a family, accountability becomes challenging. Dynastic families may feel entitled to power, seeing themselves as beyond reproach or immune to criticism. This can lead to complacency, poor governance, and a failure to address pressing social issues, as there is little incentive for change when power is securely held within a family. Reinforcement of economic inequality. Political dynasties often emerge from or perpetuate economic inequality. Families that dominate politics usually control vast resources and access to political financing. This entrenched wealth and power further widen the gap between the ruling class and ordinary citizens. As dynasties accumulate more influence, marginalized communities may find it increasingly difficult to have their voices heard or their needs met. Barrier to political innovation. Political dynasties are often resistant to new ideas or progressive policies. Their conservative approach to governance can hinder the introduction of reforms that might benefit the general population but threaten the entrenched interests of the ruling family. The result is stagnation in political innovation and a failure to adapt to changing societal needs. The impact on governance and representation. Political dynasties can have profound effects on governance, particularly in developing nations or regions where political institutions are still evolving. In such environments, the concentration of power within a few families often weakens democratic institutions, as dynasties can manipulate electoral processes and limit political competition. Weakening of institutions. Political dynasties often undermine the integrity of democratic institutions by exerting undue influence over election commissions, courts, and legislative bodies. When families hold too much sway over these institutions, they may prevent checks and balances from functioning effectively, weakening the rule of law. Limited political representation. The concentration of political power within a few families reduces the diversity of political representation. Minority groups, women, and marginalized communities may find it difficult to enter the political arena, as dynastic families dominate electoral spaces. This leads to a political system where the interests of a small elite are prioritized over the needs of the broader population. Implications for policy and development. Dynastic politics often focus on maintaining the family's power rather than pursuing policies that benefit the public. This focus on self-preservation can result in policies that are more short-sighted and self-serving. Long-term national development and social justice initiatives may be sidelined in favor of personal or family agendas. Efforts to curb political dynasties. Recognizing the harm political dynasties can inflict on democratic systems, several nations have introduced reforms aimed at limiting their influence. These efforts include anti-dynasty laws. Some countries have enacted or proposed laws that prevent family members from holding multiple political positions simultaneously or from succeeding one another in office. The Philippines, for example, has proposed anti-dynasty legislation multiple times, though it has yet to pass due to the resistance of dynastic politicians. Campaign finance reforms. Limiting the role of money in politics can help reduce the influence of wealthy political families. Campaign finance reforms aim to level the playing field by capping the amount of money candidates can spend on elections, making it easier for non-dynastic candidates to compete. Term limits. Enforcing term limits can prevent political families from consolidating power over multiple generations. By restricting how long an individual can hold office, term limits encourage political diversity and create opportunities for new leaders to emerge. Political dynasties present a complex challenge for democratic governance. While they can offer stability and continuity, they often hinder political innovation, perpetuate inequality, and weaken democratic institutions. As societies continue to evolve, it will be crucial to balance the desire for experienced leadership with the need for a more inclusive and meritocratic political system. Efforts to curb the power of political dynasties, through anti-dynasty laws, term limits, and campaign finance reform, are essential for ensuring that democracy remains accessible to all, not just a privileged few. Ultimately, a healthy democracy is one where power is not inherited but earned, and where all citizens, regardless of their background, have a chance to participate in shaping their country's future. Cryptocurrency represents a paradigm shift in the way we view money, financial systems, and even trust itself. It operates on blockchain technology, which not only decentralizes currency but also removes the need for intermediaries like banks or government institutions. This decentralization introduces new opportunities for greater financial inclusion, allowing anyone with internet access to engage in global transactions and asset management without the typical barriers. At the heart of cryptocurrency is blockchain, an immutable ledger that ensures transparency and security in every transaction. The process of mining, which creates new cryptocurrency units, ensures the security and continued operation of decentralized networks. But perhaps the most significant aspect of cryptocurrency is its ability to let individuals store and transfer digital assets without needing to rely on trusted third parties. Instead, ownership and transfer are authenticated by cryptographic keys, ensuring that users have full control over their assets. Despite its revolutionary nature, cryptocurrency remains a speculative and volatile market. Prices are driven largely by market sentiment, technological developments, and regulatory news, making it both an opportunity and a risk for investors. As such, those venturing into cryptocurrency should do so with a clear understanding of the risks involved and the potential for both significant gains and losses. Beyond its monetary use, blockchain technology is already proving its versatility. Industries such as finance, supply chain management, healthcare, and even entertainment are exploring blockchain's ability to improve transparency, reduce costs, and enhance security. One of the most promising applications is the creation of smart contracts, self-executing contracts with terms encoded in code, which could drastically change legal agreements and the way business is conducted. Yet, with all its potential, there are still challenges ahead. Cryptocurrency's security relies on cryptography and the integrity of users' private keys. While the blockchain itself is highly secure, the platforms, wallets, and exchanges where people interact with cryptocurrencies can still be susceptible to hacking and fraud. This makes it imperative for users to take personal responsibility for securing their digital assets, understanding the tools they use, and staying up to date with best practices in cybersecurity. Furthermore, governments and regulators are still grappling with how to handle the rise of digital currencies. Regulation is necessary to prevent misuse, such as money laundering or illicit trade, but overly stringent regulations could stifle innovation. The balance between protecting users and fostering growth in the cryptocurrency space will likely be an ongoing debate in the coming years. Looking forward, it's clear that the landscape of cryptocurrency and blockchain is still evolving. More use cases will emerge as industries explore how this technology can solve existing problems and create new efficiencies. The financial world, in particular, is poised for disruption as digital currencies and blockchain applications become more integrated into the broader economy. We may soon see a future where cryptocurrency becomes a more standard form of payment, where blockchain streamlines global financial systems, and where decentralized technologies offer more people access to financial resources. The potential for cryptocurrency to transform not just finance but various sectors is vast, but it comes with the responsibility of understanding its mechanisms, potential, and risks. In conclusion, cryptocurrency and blockchain are reshaping the financial and technological landscapes. Their core features, decentralization, transparency, and security, make them promising tools for a wide range of applications. However, their impact will depend on ongoing developments in regulation, technology, and user adoption. As these elements evolve, staying informed and adaptable will be crucial for anyone looking to navigate this exciting and potentially transformative space.